Hello, everyone. My name is Joanne, and I am one of the co-founders of Jetty. And I'm one of the co-founders of Jetty. Have you ever experienced this before in your hiring experience? You spend numerous hours looking for jobs, applying for jobs, only to wait several weeks to get back something that says, "Thank you for your application. We'll get back to you," from an automated email response. This hiring process is incredibly stressful and painful for candidates. It creates a lot of anxiety, but somehow it's still this one-sided process that is driven by the companies, and talent don't have much control over it. By 2030, 75% of the workforce will be millennials and Gen Zers. And frankly speaking, this process will not get companies those talent. That's why we believe in a talent-driven, talent-first future, and that's what we want to get to. One of the first things we want to offer candidates is finally a little bit of transparency into their hiring process. This means giving them an overview of the steps and what to expect. This means giving them some more insights into the culture and the values of the companies that they're going to be working for 2 to 3 years. This means giving them a dedicated place to give feedback and interact with the companies. And how is this happening? This is through a no-code solution that we're offering to companies. That way they can build dedicated hiring portals for their candidates. Through these portals, candidates get the transparency, and they can also engage with the companies directly and give feedback. Further, they will finally be able to choose how they want to work with the companies, how they want to get communicated. For example, if they want to talk via WhatsApp, they're getting WhatsApp. For companies, they're able to maximize on their employer branding and also reduce work through automation of day-to-day tasks such as scheduling. Further, they get insights into their candidate experience, and they're able to tailor their hiring practices based on real-time data and candidate feedback. We know that this is a problem. We've tested the prototype with companies and with many, many candidates, and we know that we are solving a problem that is real. Companies will continuously say it is getting more and more difficult to get talent, but further, they need to become more inclusive in the process in order to gain those talent for the future. If we look at the market, we know HR is a booming space, and we know companies are spending more and more money into their employee and human resources. This will continue to grow, especially because not only when it comes to acquiring talent that it's getting expensive, but when it comes to retention, and companies are looking at the overall lifetime value of employees. We will be offering Jetty through a freemium subscription model, and we know that once companies start offering Jetty to candidates, they will not be able to go back to the baseline standard of hiring, which is automated emails. Right now, Jetty is targeting a massive HR space, but what is the difference? We are bringing out a new category of HR products, and this means candidate-driven and candidate-first. There's a lot of tools, but they're all for companies, and they're used internally. They do not have the candidates in mind. Right now, we're completing our prototype, and we will go live with our pilot later this month. It is with the Series C startup in Berlin, and we're super excited to test it with them to see how it works in the market. We will be going for a pre-seed round later this year, and perhaps one of you will be part of that round as well. We see the future of hiring where it is candidate-driven, but not only candidate, but talent-driven. And we see that there's hiring that needs to be changed, but there's also recruitment, sourcing, employee development, and professional development. And we want to be there for companies and for talent to help them have this way forward for the future of work. Robin and I started Jetty because this is a pain that was personal to ourselves. We felt this pain as candidates, as hiring managers, and also as recruiters. And we have lived and worked in the US and in Europe, working as founders and in early stage and late stage startups. And what I can tell you is, agnostic of whether it's of the industry, location, or the size, the problem for candidates still remains. We're super excited to change the baseline of hiring with Jetty. And if you are as well, you can reach out to us. Thank you.
Not just the clicker. When you're ready, questions.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for presenting the company to us. Question for you, to your point about talent. Where do you source the candidates from?
So at the moment, so candidates are not directly, we're not sourcing candidates onto the platform. Essentially, any company that is using Jetty will use it with the candidates that are applying to that company. So let's say you are HelloFresh and you're using Jetty. Any candidate that is applying for a job at HelloFresh gets access to Jetty.
So am I understanding right? I think it's the same direction. So I'm a business and I want to build my recruitment site or page within my website. And so I can use your tool to build it.
No, so actually it's right after that process. So let's say I'm a candidate and I applied to your company, which is HelloFresh. I applied via LinkedIn or through your company website. After that application, now I have this new checkout process essentially, right? Through Jetty, I can pretty much manage my entire hiring experience, understand what are the steps in the hiring flow, do all the communications, schedule my interviews, get feedback, get all the documentation, etc.
So it's like a candidate communication layer on top of Personio, or
on top of the ATSs, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I would like to ask actually about your team. So you have currently 2 people. What about your next plans? So do you need, are you looking for programmers or marketing specialists or legal help? So what about your hiring plans?
Yeah, what are our hiring plans? At the moment, Robin and I are the core team. We have an interim CTO who's supporting us. We're outsourcing the development with a dev shop to just move faster. We have a marketing intern who's supporting us. And as our next key hires, it will be a front-end developer and a UX designer.
All right, that's it for questions. Thank
All right,
you.
Thank you so much.